Listen, are you guys tired of tracking your calories? What if I told you there's an easier way besides using a food scale and using those food apps? But this doesn't mean that you're going to be allowed to eat whatever you want and be a big bag. Listen guys, so many people give on their weight loss journey because they feel like tracking their food and putting it inside of those apps almost like a full-time job, but there's a simpler way. In this video today, I'm going to provide you guys with 7 powerful tips to help you guys lose fat, control your appetite, and build that dream physique that you've always wanted. And make sure you guys stick around for the 7th tip, as the 7th tip is the most important tip of them all. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because honestly, I'm tired of seeing you guys at the pool with your shirt on because you're embarrassed about your body. So let's get straight into it. Yes, sir. I'm not saying you have to track every meal, but you do have to be mindful of what you're putting in your system. You don't want to put a bunch of processed food inside of your body. You want to make sure you're consuming nutrient-dense foods. So when I hear people say, oh yeah, I don't want to track my food, I don't want to track my calories, I'm like, okay, but then I see them going to McDonald's and Popeyes. Listen, you will remain fat as long as you continue to eat McDonald's and Popeyes every single day.
You want to come and make a speech? Hush up, boy, as my mother would say.
That food is very high in sodium and also high in sugar. What that does is that sodium allows your body to hold on to water weight, which is going to allow you to keep gaining weight. And also that food is not nutrient dense, meaning that you need 3 or 4 burgers just to feel satiated. And by the time you've consumed that many burgers, you've already been binge eating and you've consumed around 2,000 to 3,000 calories above your maintenance. This is why you guys are gaining weight. So if you don't want to track your calories, that's fine, but you also want to make sure that you're eating nutrient dense food and you really want your protein sizes to be around the portion size of your hand. A lot of us are going to these fast food restaurants and we've all been there when we've eaten a whole pizza or 2 or 3 chicken sandwiches. So guys, we have to be mindful. We want to eat nutrient dense foods that we meal prep, foods such as chicken breast, salmon, turkey burgers, those lean protein sources. That's what's going to really help you build that physique. Now for me, I could be a big bag at times myself. So when I'm talking to you all, I'm also talking to myself.
The earth is flat.
Stop the cap.
Because I'm on the go all the time and I'm always making content and have to edit videos, I don't always have time to meal prep. So something that's easier for me to do is consume protein. The supplement that I take is called Creatine Supplements, guys. This is the best stuff out here. They have the best protein cookie dough bars, the best protein shakes, guys. This allows me to have some healthy snacks to have on the go. So that way I'm not just consuming a bunch of different stuff. So I highly recommend tapping in with that. And that's what I do like in between time. If I'm on the road and I know I'm not gonna eat another meal for another 2-3 hours, I will have a Legion cookie dough bar, or I will have a protein shake to really allow me to feel satiated until I'm able to get home and consume my nutrient dense foods. And if you realize I haven't tracked any of these foods, but just being mindful of what I'm putting inside of my system, guys, is everything. Listen, I know we all have those friends. I know we all have those friends that when we're at dinner with them, we're just watching them stuff their face and they're eating and they're on their 3rd and 4th plate. Listen, you have to be mindful of what you're eating, okay? So you don't have to count your calories, but you don't want to have 1, 2, 3 plates of foods. Guys, you want 1 plate of food and you want to be moderate of what you're eating. Once you start to feel full, once you start to feel satisfied, don't push past that. I'll see so many people, they'll just keep eating even after they're already satiated and they go past the point of feeling full. That is an easy way to gain weight. So something simple that you can do is make sure you consume food, and once you feel satiated, put the fork down. Also be mindful and pay close attention to when you're eating. If you're having an emotional day, you tend to eat more. So make sure you're not just eating more because you're having an emotional day, and make sure you're actually just hungry. When you're emotional, you tend to eat more, and try not to eat a bunch of food in front of the TV. Some people will watch a movie and they'll think that it's okay to eat the entire time the movie's on. If you're eating for 2.5 hours, obviously you're over consuming too many calories. So make sure you're mindful whenever you're eating your meal sizes. And once you start to feel satiated, go ahead and put the fork down. You guys have to learn when to push the plate away. Even when I'm out and about and I'm in the streets and I have a burger, I know, okay, I don't need 3-4 burgers. It's not to say that you can't ever have processed food or you can't ever eat out, but it's also just being mindful. Okay, I've had a plate and that's good, I'm satisfied. Because the portions of America are already bigger than normal. So you don't need too much. You don't need 1, 2, 3 plates of food. So be mindful of that. Something else that you can do to really help you lose weight without tracking your calories is also just eating off of smaller plates. Guys, if you're eating out of big bowls, then you're gonna put more food in there. But if you're eating off of a smaller plate, then obviously you can only put so much on that plate. And mentally, it's a way to really trick your body, so that way you think that you're consuming much more than you're actually eating. So I highly recommend purchasing smaller plates and eating off of those plates, so that way you kind of trick yourself into thinking that you're having a bigger size portion. And also realize that you don't need to eat off of a big plate, because you need to have portion control, especially when you're not counting your calories. Listen, something else that I realized to really help with weight loss and not having to count your calories is make sure you're consuming a lot of water. A lot of times we're not hungry, we're really just dehydrated. So I highly recommend making sure you're hydrated. If you're going to the bathroom and you're peeing and your pee is like a dark yellow, that's disgusting. Damn! And you're not hydrated. And whenever you're not hydrated, it's gonna increase your cravings. So I highly recommend aiming to have about 8 glasses of water a day. And you want your pee to be clear. That's a simple way to see if you're hydrated or not, or if your lips are all crusty or bad breath. All these things help. So that's why you really wanna make sure you stay hydrated, and that's gonna help you control your portion sizes. Because sometimes even when you are hungry, just when you hydrate more, that'll decrease your hunger. So that's an easy trick that you can do to really help you not overconsume your calories and go above your maintenance. Listen, a lot of times when we see people in the streets and they're overweight, we automatically judge them, but sometimes they're really just going through a lot emotionally. So I highly recommend managing your stress. If you don't manage your stress well, that's what causes a lot of people to binge eat. As I mentioned earlier, listen, you want to implement other techniques such as yoga, such as meditation, and this is why I'm a big proponent of even working out to release those endorphins, because the better you are at managing your stress, the less likely you are to binge eat. I see so many people suffer and they consume 3, 4, even 5,000 calories in one day, and this is what makes them gain 10, 20, 30 pounds of fat. So listen, guys, it's very important that you make sure you're managing your stress. And this is all simple things that you can do. And this is not only good just for your body composition, this is also good for your overall health. You know, managing stress is going to be something that you really want to learn to do throughout life, so you continue to show up for yourself and build that lean physique. And also it's also really good for your mental health. So guys, make sure you implement things such as like meditation, yoga, or even seeing a therapist to really help manage your stress. And you'll notice that when you start to feel better, you'll notice that your weight will just naturally reduce. So that's an easy gem right there. I never let a day go by where I don't walk 8 to 10,000 steps a day. Listen, it is very important to make sure we're walking 8 to 10,000 steps a day. When I started walking 8,000 steps a day, that's when I really started to see my visible abs. That's when I really started to reduce weight. For all the people who don't like to really work out, but they make sure they get there at least 8 to 10,000 steps in a day, you know, I recommend that. But I think it's very important to work out. But if you're not gonna work out, then the least you could do is get your steps in. And I noticed that when I started walking more, that did help reduce a lot of body fat. That did help me lose about 1 pound a week. So I highly recommend walking. And also, walking is very helpful for me, especially when I'm stressed out. As I mentioned earlier in the previous tip, being stressed out, managing stress out as well, or having a stressful interview or a stressful meeting. Sometimes I'll get up and walk away from the computer, and I'll walk 1,000 steps. I'll walk 2,000 steps, which takes me like 10, 20 minutes. So I'll go for a quick walk just to relieve that stress. So guys, you can be killing 2 birds with 1 stone by managing your stress levels and getting your steps in. So I highly recommend make sure you're walking 8 to 10,000 steps every day. And guys, this is the last tip of the day, but this is a very important tip, and this could be very game changing. A lot of you guys don't want to track your food, fine, but you must implement weight training. You must implement resistance training. By implementing resistance training, this is going to allow you to even consume more calories, because now you're going to be burning so many more calories throughout the day. The reason why a lot of you guys are overweight or you're going over on your calories is because you guys are not active, so you don't have a lot of calories to even consume. But by implementing squats, bench, deadlifts, going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, that's going to help you create more of a calorie deficit so you can consume more calories. Listen, if you guys have never been to the gym before, or you don't know what to do whenever you're in the gym, sign up for my Patreon. My Patreon is going to allow you to access me. We'll have one-on-one coaching calls, and I also will design a personalized workout plan for you, where I give you workouts to do each and every single week. So that way when you go to the gym, you know exactly what to do along with the meal plan. So make sure you guys sign up for my Patreon. Guys, you want to make sure that you're weight training at least 3 to 4 times a week and doing some form of cardio as well, man. It's very crucial, and I highly recommend you want to build muscle so that way when you get older, you can avoid a lot of injuries. I see so many people as they start to get older, they start to run into a lot of problems, they start to have a lot of issues because they didn't start weightlifting. So the muscle, you know, your body wears down over time as you continue to get older and older. So it's very important that you implement resistance training so you can build that strength up so you can live to be 100 years, 110 years old. Yes, sir, guys, man. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for tapping in. Listen, guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. Also, check out Legion Supplements. Use the code word CHIEF. You'll get 20% off. Those are the supplements that I take to really help me build muscle whenever I'm on the go. So I highly recommend that, especially if you guys are going to start meal prepping and consuming nutrient-dense foods. There are going to be times that, you know, you might not meal prep and you're going to need a supplement. You're going to need a protein bar. So tap it with Legion Supplements for that. And you can use the code word CHIEF to get 20% off. Also, man, make sure you guys sign up for my Patreon so that way you guys can get weekly workout plans personalized for you, and we can do one-on-one coaching calls. Listen, man, you guys can do this, and you don't have to count your calories, and losing weight doesn't have to be this big journey. It could be something easy that you can do, but you guys have to move, man. You guys got to get your steps in. You know, you got to prioritize resistance training, and you have to be mindful eating, man. You can't stuff your face. You can't eat a bunch of food. But listen, guys, if you haven't already, man, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification button, and make sure you guys hit the notification button so that way you can see all my live videos that are coming out, because I do live workout videos as well as dropping 1 or 2 videos a week. So, man, stay locked in. CP Nation, we out. Yes, sir.